So I want to give the audience another. Oh yeah, she asked about. So this goes to the congressional candidates. We'll start with Helen real quick. What is Helene? AIPAC, special interests, Citizens United. General thoughts on those broad issues.
Your stance on AIPAC?
On AIPAC, whether foreign entities should be given the ability to influence as heavily as they do, as well as any other special interest groups for that matter.
Thank you so much for the question. Is this on?
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't think that if the government oversees what you're doing, if the government regulates, gives you license to operate, that you should not be involved in elections at all. That's kind of making bribery legal. I'm not for outside money being brought into campaigns. By the way, my goal is 30,000, and I think I can do it on 30,000, and I'm not taking money from outside influence or statewide, but I think we just need to clean up, well, everything out in DC, but who you elect to represent you in Washington, it's not, that person is not just representing the state. They are one of those people that are representing the whole US. How they vote comes back to us too. So we have to elect that person that's going to be the champion of the people, for the people. Thank you.
This on?
Nope.
No.
How about it now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's better. Could you repeat the question?
Special interest. AIPAC.
Oh, okay, easy question. All right. I actually mentioned AIPAC earlier. That's a big one because, one, it's a foreign country. Why do they have that influence? You know, there's no Norwegian American PAC. And for another thing, you know, we send a lot of money to Israel, and we send a lot of defense aid to Israel. And, you know, because she takes money from AIPAC a lot, Julie Fedorchak can't say, hey, you know, that thing they're doing in Gaza looks like genocide to me. When they clear people out of their homes in the West Bank and kill them or burn those homes down, that looks like ethnic cleansing. You know, so AIPAC isn't going to give me any money. But this special interest problem, if you look back to the 60s, there were around 60 registered lobbyists, thank you, in the Washington, D.C. area. Now there's 117 plus thousand, one of them being our Congresswoman's husband. You know, there is way too much of that influence, that special interest influence, and we have got to find a way to get the money out of our politics. You know, it's always going to cost something, but it's just gotten so out of control, and money is talking louder than words, and that's why you're not even being heard right now, because someone feels like she's got enough money to win this thing no matter what, and doesn't need to listen to you.
I agree with you. It's that easy answer. The answer is no. You don't need to take any money from AIPAC or anybody else. It's the foreign money, first of all, it's against the law. If you take money from a foreign source, you should have to report it as then working for a foreign agent, because that's what you're doing. You take it outside. So there's a simple way to do this. You come back to North Dakota, you get a check in my mailbox in Candy, P.O. Box 81, for $30 or $50 from somebody that really couldn't afford to send it to me first, and a nice note, and that's how you run your campaign. And you know then that you only go home from North Dakota. You don't take PAC money or anything else. You don't take money in Washington, D.C. They say you're gonna. They say you're gonna be just have to go there and take that money because they're gonna force it on you. The answer is no. And you've got to go in there with that idea. So no foreign money, no PAC money. No, come back to North Dakota and go to the grassroots. I think that that's where we should be anyway, because we should be a representational service like that, your citizen service. But there's something else. If you have an ally, let's say it was Israel or let's say it was Norway. Norway, they'd probably make us eat lutefisk, so I'm not so sure about that. But on that note, I think that I'm pretty experienced. I mean, a lot of time overseas in the foreign service and in the military. And I can identify a good ally when I see a good ally when they're fighting right alongside me. So I'll come back here to North Dakota and say, let me tell you about Kosovo. Let me tell you about what these other soldiers did in a certain country. Or let me tell you about these people and why we should maybe have an alliance with them. But they don't need to pay me to come back and do that, because I've got the experience to come back and tell you about that, and that's what I'll do with you. I'm not going to pass anything on the floor of the Congress that says, let's pass money to another country or support their military. Let's come back here and tell you why I think we should do that. And you can't pay me to do that. I mean, you can't. And you've heard me say it before, you can't pay me to do the wrong thing, and you have to pay me to do the right thing. That's how it works.